Good evening, wrestling fans. Hope you all had a good Tuesday. Well, another edition of WWE Monday Night Raw is in the books. And it was actually a very exciting Raw last night. I enjoyed every minute of it. It kicked off with the new Women's World Champion, Naomi, coming out to the ring. She basically talked about her cash-in at Evolution and tell all the fans, I told you so. I told you that it was going to happen. And she then said, you all thought that I was going to cash in on Tiffany Stratton. But I decided to leave SmackDown and go Raw by cashing in on Io Sky. And basically, she says she had enough drama deal with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. She then says, what's next for Naomi, me and her? She then brings up, she then gets interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Ripley comes down to the ring. Ripley comes down to the ring, all pissed off, saying, I'm really pissed off. And I had two goals going into Evolution. Finally beating Io Sky and winning back the Women's World Championship. And then goes on saying, because of you, I did achieve my two goals. She then challenges Naomi to a match. But then Io Sky comes down to the ring, all irate. And she has words for Naomi. All of a sudden, you see the three of them arguing with each other. Raw General Manager Anna Benz comes out and welcomes Naomi to Monday Night Raw and congratulates her on becoming the new Women's World Champion. She then goes on saying to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, I understand how you feel. Unfortunately, it came to your expense. But then he goes on saying, I have a solution. At SummerSlam, it's going to be a Women's World Championship match. And it's going to be a triple threat match. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Naomi for the Women's World Championship. So I'm so happy that they made this match, and I wasn't surprised at all. I kind of figured that this is the direction that WWE Creative is going to go. So at SummerSlam, we're going to have a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship featuring Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Naomi. And this is going to be a great match. As far as the segment, I thought the segment Open Up Raw was pretty good. I have no complaints about it. So, glad that they made a triple threat match between these three women, because I think it'll be a great match. The first match of the night was a tag team match. It featured Asuka versus Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. I thought this was an exciting tag team match. I thought all four women involved in this tag team put on a good performance in the ring. So I'm not complaints about it. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defeated Asuka and Kairi Sane. Next up, we had a one-on-one number one contenders match versus Live Valkyria and versus Bailey in a 2 out of 3 falls, and the winner faces Becky Lynch at SummerSlam for the women's IC title. I thought this was such a great match. I thought both Live Valkyria and Bailey put on one hell of a match. Great match. Very good performance from Bailey and Lyra. I thought for sure that Bailey's going to win this match and go on to face Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. But I was wrong. It was wrong. And Live Valkyria defeats Bailey in the 2 out of 3 falls and earns a match against Becky Lynch for the women's IC title at SummerSlam. So, very good 2 out of 3 falls match between Live Valkyria and Mrs. Bailey. Unfortunately, being that both women put on one hell of a match, unfortunately, it had to be one winner. So, but although I think it was a great match. Yeah, a 1-on-1 match featuring Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. I thought this was a good match. The only thing I didn't like about was the interference by the Secret Harvest. But I thought this was a good match. Nikki Bella defeats Chelsea Green. So I thought it was a good match. Let's see. We had Gunther coming out to address the crowd, and he basically talked about his match at Saturday's main event against Goldberg, and that he won. And basically tells the crowd, I was the one who retired Bill Goldberg. And then he says, what's next? Who's next? He then brings up the gauntlet match. And then you always see Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman come down to the ring. Braun Breaker gets into Gunther's face. Gunther doesn't really talk, but Paul Heyman does. And basically tells Gunther that Braun Breaker is going to win the Gunther match, go on to SummerSlam, and face you, meaning Gunther, for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then says that Braun Breaker will win the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And that's about it. And then Gunther leaves the ring. And then right after that segment, we had the gauntlet match. Now, while the gauntlet match was going on, you see Gunther up in the rafters, taking a seat, watching this gauntlet match. I thought the gauntlet match was very exciting. I thought it was a great gauntlet match. I thought all men that were involved in this match put out a very good performance in the ring. In the end, CM Punk wins the gauntlet match and earns a match, or I say a championship match against Gunther at SummerSlam. Right after that match, you see Braun Breaker and Brodus Reed stop beating the crap out of CM Punk. Jey Uso comes in the ring to help. He gets beat up. And then all of a sudden, you hear Roman Reigns music pop. And what an ovation he got. It got loud when he came down to the ring. He comes down to the ring, starts beating up on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So and eventually Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker end up leaving the ring. And then Raw ended where you see both Jey Uso and Simple still in the ring. So the OTC Raw Reigns is back. And just by the way Raw ended, it looks like we're going to get a tag team match at SummerSlam featuring Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I so hope Adam Pearce makes that match official, because I think that tag team match is going to be awesome. I think all 4 men in this tag team match will put on a great match. So we have to wait and see what happens next Monday on Raw, and whether Adam makes that match official for SummerSlam, meaning Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, I'm sure because we all knew that Roman Reigns was going to come back in time for SummerSlam. And I think if Seth Rollins didn't get injured, it would have been a one-on-one match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Because if you think of it, the last time we saw Roman Reigns, he got his ass kicked by Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So the most likely scenario being that Roman Reigns is back, and that most likely it's going to be at SummerSlam. Most likely it's going to be a tag team match now between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So hopefully, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce make that match official. So all in all, I thought last night's Raw was very exciting. I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Tonight is NXT on the CW, and it's the first NXT since the Great American Bash. So it'll be exciting. NXT tonight, and I'm curious what's going to happen between Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, especially the way Blake Monroe turned on her at Great American Bash and cost her the match against Jacy Jayne. Speaking of Jacy Jayne, I'm so beyond tonight NXT, and I'm so dressed NXT crowd on her victory against Jordan Grace and a match at TNA 7th Anniversary, which is this Saturday, against Masha, and it's supposed to be a winner takes all. So in other words, if Jordan Grace wins, she'll win the TNA Knockouts Championship. But if Masha wins, then she'll win the NXT Women's Championship. So that match is going to be at TNA Slam Wrestling, which is this Saturday at UBS Arena, right in my hometown of Long Island. So it should be exciting NXT show tonight. Before I end this video, please, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow my channel with subscribers, so if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hope you have a great Tuesday evening.